Hello my little dumplings and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kerry and I love all things makeup and beauty related, and today I had to dig out my Carnival for the Antidote palette again and have another play because I hadn't dived into the greens and that needed to be rectified immediately. So I was just having a little play around and this is sort of the look that I've come up with, so I'm going to do it on the other eye and show you how I did it and yeah, just have some fun with eyeshadow goodness. So I've laid all my brushes out in order. I am hoping I can replicate the look I did on this eye on the other eye for you. I don't usually do it this way round, but I just felt like playing with some makeup and then thought, why not do the other eye with you guys? So I'm going to start out with my Jessup 226 smudger brush and I'm going to go into, is it a black? I feel like it's a black, the Mystic shade down here. And I just popped this on the outer corner. And tried not to make it too big. Just sort of keeping that rounded-ish shape. Lovely and pigmented. And then I used my Morphe Jeffree Star JS13 brush, which was clean when I used it on the other eye, just to sort of wiggle around the edge of the black so it's not as harsh and it's easier when I come to blend with the next shade. Then I went in with my Morphe M506 into the shade Antidote, which is this lovely deep green. Just sort of wiggled that on top of the edge of the black. Slowly and carefully blending, because I don't want to make it too big, which I usually do, so I'm trying to be careful and just very, very lightly tickling right near the edge of that black. Then in another Morphe M506, I went into the shade Clover, and again, just tickling around the edges very lightly with that shade. I do go back in to all of these shades and work on the blend again once the colours are down. What is it with this weather, by the way? You'll know if you're in the UK, it's started to be warm again. I'm ready for autumn. I've got my autumn palette, my grungy greens. Come on guys, where is the autumn goodness? The nice chilly, frosty mornings where you need to put a nice jacket on that you bought from Primark. And I don't normally start with my base on, so I'm sort of going at this bottom bit at an angle, which I wouldn't usually do, but I don't want it to go too low. Because I've got my base on, I feel like if I go in that way, I'm going to make a mess. Then with the Morphe M507, I'm going to go into the shade Sable, which is a gorgeous green. And again, just pop that above the last shade we used. Just tickling very lightly, backwards and forwards. And then I actually brought this Sable shade right the way down to my inner corner. Then with the Morphe JS12, I went into the shade Moss. And we just keep getting lighter and lighter with the greens. Do you just love green eyeshadow? I do. Popping it even at the front to blend out that Sable shade a little bit. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that so far, but now I'm going to go back through all of the shades and blend, re-intensify, work on it so it looks a lot more seamless. And I'm not even really adding any more product to my brush unless I really feel that I need to. So I am dipping into a little bit more of the Sable shade, but the other shades that I've used up to now, I haven't dipped back into the pan again. I've just used whatever's been left on my brush. Then I'm going to take a P. Louise brush, a nice flat brush, and some P. Louise base, and do a cut crease. First just marking out where I want it to be, because I have hooded eyes and I want to be able to see it a little bit when my eyes are relaxed. And just taking my time to try and make the edges neat. I do like to rest my elbow on the desk and my hand on my face. Trying to get it to match the other side as much as I possibly can. Are they sisters, cousins, acquaintances? I don't think they're sisters. Then spreading it out on the rest of the lid, trying to make sure it's as thin a layer as possible. And smoothing out any excess product. Then I'm going to take this JS12 brush, which was clean before I used it on the other eye, just to smudge out that black, so when it comes to the blend it's a lot easier. Now it's the exciting shimmer time. So first of all, I started with the shade Oyster, which is a very nice light pinky colour. And I always use for shimmers my P. Louise flat brush because it gets right into the cut crease and it usually picks up real well. I'm just popping this Oyster shade right at the very front of the cut crease. And then I went into the shade Cutie Pie and I just flip my brush over and go into the shimmer. Oh, I've picked up quite a lot, I'm hoping. It's not going to give me fallout, come on. Oh, that shade is so pretty. They're so foily and reflective, I love them. The shimmers in this palette are far superior to the other Carnival palettes, in my humble opinion. And I'm just going to dab over the Oyster shade just to make them a little bit more blended into each other, and tap over the edge of this. Then I'm going to go into the shade Sweet Cheeks on my Spectrum A24 brush and sort of dab over the edge of that shimmer we've just put down at a slight diagonal, and then into Bonbon, which is the lovely light pink shade. Can you even see that there? Then for the lower lash line, I'm going to take this Beauty Bay brush, which is the BB208, and go into the Sable shade and just carry on wrapping this around the lower lash line, and then into Moss, which was the light green, just to pop near the front here. And then I took my Jessup 234 Luxe Smoky Shader and just wiggled it under the lower lash line to smoke it all out a bit. Try and make it a little bit more blended and dramatic. I am taking my daughter to the dentist later, so I may have to wash my face before I go. Then I actually used a lip liner for my waterline, which I don't recommend, don't copy me, but it's in the shade Romance from MUA Makeup Academy, and yeah, it's the lip liner. And that is it, that is what I did, guys. So I'll stick on a lip, some lashes, mascara, and I'll come back. I forgot inner corner and brow bone, didn't I? So the inner corner was the oyster shade. Ah! That picked up way too much. Which is just what we use first on the cut crease, which is the nice pinky shimmer. And the brow bone was silvery, which is a silvery green. And both of those was on my Dew Colour 13 brush from Amazon. Okay guys, this is the finished look. The lashes I used were the Doll Beauty DB57 lashes. I don't even know if you can get these anymore, but I love them. And the lip I ended up doing was the same lip liner that I used for my waterline, which was the MUA lip liner in Romance. Super cheap on Beauty Bay, love these. Don't throw them though. And then I just filled that in with, what is this? The Beauty Crop Wee Cherie. Is it a lip oil? I'm sure I got this in a glossy box or something. It's really nice actually. It's got a bit of a tint to it. It makes your sort of lips go pinky, reddy colour. And obviously it just looks juicy and nice. Yeah, I'm glad I dived into the greens in this palette because my first video, which I'll link below if you haven't seen it, I stayed with the plummy sort of warm neutral colours. So I'm happy with the greens. I think there's enough greens in there to create the nice gradient that I did with the green. There's so much depth in there, there's so many nice shimmers. I love this palette, as you will know if you watch my previous video. If you've been thinking about picking it up, do it. It's just such good quality, and the more I think about it and the more I look at the colour story, the more I want to use it, because I'm getting my autumn vibes on and this is giving me strong autumn vibes, so it makes me very happy right now. Thank you for joining me for this video. If you could please leave me a comment down below. Consider subscribing if you are new around here, because my little YouTube family is slowly growing and it makes me very happy. I have got a link down below also for my Patreon, which is My Little Dumplings, where I post vlog videos that aren't for the rest of YouTube to see. So I think that's everything, guys, and hopefully you'll join me in the next one. Bye.